What knowledge and skills are worth learning? What are the goals of education? What is education for? The pragmatists believe that education and learning are social and interactive processes. School then must be a place for social reform, and education must be a way to learn how to live. Therefore, school can only be an agent of social reform if they equip every student with knowledge and skills that ably allow one to realize one's full potential for the greater good. Coming from the words of an influential figure in education, John Dewey says, "To prepare him for the future life means to give him command of himself. It means so to train him that he will have the full and ready use of all his capacities." What is knowledge? How is it different from belief? How do you know that you know? When is knowledge true? How do we come to know what we know? What is truth? What is reality? Pragmatists look at knowledge as the result of action or doing. This serves as a guide to human experience. In short, what we know influences our present and future decisions. On the other hand, belief is mere opinion, hypothesis, probability yet to be verified. Simply put, it means that belief is a speculation or mere tendency of what you might do in a given situation. We come to know what we know through a process of experimentation. It's a way by which we discover true knowledge. It is popularly known as a trial and error method, especially in science. Hence, making mistakes or errors is necessary to acquire knowledge. With this, pragmatists are also called consequentialists. When a person acts on a belief, it produces a result, and if the result is consistent with a person's expectation, the belief becomes true knowledge. True knowledge is based on facts, and that makes truth factual. Continuous acquisition of knowledge guides human action or experiences. What one already knows influences our decision and improves human experiences. So this leads us to the next idea on reality. What one perceives as true based on experience is what one holds as real. And reality is something people actively construct. What is a human being? How does it differ from other species? What are the limits of human potential? Human beings possess intelligence, which is social, as characterized by their continual interaction with nature. They have two capacities. One is valuing, which is an act of prizing, and evaluating, which is an act of appraising. These capacities make them superior to all other species. Since they are reflective species, they too discover their limitations. Human limitations are then learned based on the consequences of actions or decisions. What is learning? How are skills and knowledge acquired? How may learning be assessed? Learning has two definitions. One, as a noun, it is what is known by a person through studying or through another learned person. Two, as a verb or action, it's active searching, inquiring, investigating, studying. Skills and knowledge are examples of learning that are acquired and developed by means of training from skilled and knowledgeable people. They are honed through constant practice, guidance, and communication from the learned people. And the best way to check if learning takes place is through application. Are they able to apply this set of skills and knowledge in their lives and perhaps effectively pass them on to other people? Who is to teach and by what methods? What will be the curriculum? Who decides on the curriculum? Pragmatists deviate from the teacher-centric education. The role of the teacher is to facilitate or guide learning. The teacher is to incorporate individual experiences in each lesson. As a facilitator, he or she must provide opportunities for learners to experience the material to be learned, which they relate to their own experiences. Students must be allowed to experience and interact with the curriculum. This can be done by presenting the content in a way that allows the student to relate the information to prior experiences. This way, we deepen the connection between the student and new knowledge. In the words of John Dewey, he calls this experiential education or hands-on learning. What is society? What institutions are involved in the educational process? Who should be involved in the educational process? Society is an association of people who share their experiences and united by common interests and aims. All social institutions such as private businesses, households, governments, NGOs, and the church are involved in the educational process because of their educational influences to form attitudes, dispositions, abilities, and limitations of their members. As the society grows complex, and so is the need for people to live peacefully as a community. This is where the role of the school as an owner of formal or intentional learning comes in. It is a place for formative ground where learners are socialized on the culture of society. Who is to be educated? Who is to be schooled? Education is a lifelong vocation because it's part of growing, part of human nature. Therefore, education is everybody's business. Schooling is a vehicle of a person to instill within him or her the discipline to learn and desire for continued growth, which in turn fulfills a noble purpose of serving the community. Therefore, school is not only the place for the young minds or the young generation, but it's open to everyone who wants to further their skills and knowledge in order to better serve their society. The classic proponents of pragmatism. Charles Peirce, as the founder of pragmatism, and his famous work Illustrations of the Logic of Science. William James, who popularized the term pragmatism and who made his biggest contribution in religion, his popular work Essays in Philosophy. And John Dewey, as one of the most influential figures in education, his famous work Democracy and Education.